I just had to choose between putting $4 in my tank to go to work tomorrow, or do I use this $4 for food?
Mm.
And when I texted my boss,
Yeah.
literally 2 seconds ago, with letting her know, because I just started this job,
Mm.
with letting her know that, hey, I'm not gonna be able to make it to work tomorrow. And I just was straight up, I just said, I have $4 to my name and I'm broke and I'm not gonna be able. Her response was,
Mm.
I'm going to count this as an unexcused absence. Then she goes into the next paragraph with saying, you committed and dedicated yourself to understanding the basically the acceptance and the role,
Mm-hmm.
with basically mentioning you accepted to work Monday through Friday
Mm.
and that you were in agreement to this. So this is an unexcused absence. Then at the very bottom, she basically complimented me and was like, you're doing very well at your job. You're doing great. And left it at that. This is my thing. I had texted her back and my emotions were flared up and I'm still upset.
Mm. Okay.
Somebody might be like, no, why you respond like that? Because I'm human.
Mm.
I'm very
Okay.
like transparent. I'm very open.
Very transparent. Okay.
But I had replied back and I was like, where's the empathy? I explained I'm basically eating crumbs.
Mm.
I went on to say, I come to work hungry every single day. I
Mm.
tell everyone, they'll be like, how you doing today? What's going on? And I'll make a joke and I'll be like, I'm hungry, but I'm good. Like, I'm making it through. And then I had said, so you mean to tell me having $4?
I'm I'm not laughing at the logistics of her unfortunate situation, but at the end of the day, that's not their problem. But here's the thing, right? Because you're being so transparent, you're letting us know you have $4 to your name, or your boss know. You're telling them all all your dirty laundry, basically. So here's what I want to know. Since she's shifting the responsibility on them, basically her affairs are their responsibility to try to work around. What I want to know is, okay, you're disclosing this information and you're putting it off on them as if it's something that they need to address, right? Urgently. So what I want to know is, okay, if they said, okay, well, how about this? Let me take a look at your finances. Can you go ahead and open up your bank account and let me see your statements? And let me see how you've been spending your money. Maybe I can help you. Maybe I can help you budget more effectively so that this doesn't happen anymore. Guaranteed, she would act a fool if they said that. But you've already opened that door and then you're putting it off on them as if it's their concern and their responsibility. So, are you willing to go the extra step since they have to be responsible for you calling out of work? Are you willing to go the extra step and give them visibility since you're if you're going to put something off on somebody, then you have to be able to take whatever correction or whatever advice they're going to give you. Otherwise, you would be wise to just take personal responsibility and not try to put it on others and then get mad because they didn't react the way that you expected. This entitlement, this not taking personal responsibility thing is really starting to hit its peak, and it triggers me. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Before we get into the next clip, if you could like the video, I would greatly appreciate it. It helps more than you know, and it only takes a second. Only takes a second. I know it's easy to forget. I forget sometimes, but that's why I wanted to remind. If you could like right now, I greatly appreciate it.
Heard so many people say this week, well, I don't want my tax dollars going to pay for EBT. Make those people get a job. I read somewhere that it's only like $35 of your federal taxes that go to support the EBT program. That's nothing. This country spends more than that each week to keep our president in Pampers. Make that make sense.
Can someone please help me make sense of this? I've been receiving food stamps for the last 7 years, consistently. I just received a letter in the mail telling me that I now have to do community service hours at least 15 hours a week. I have to take out of my time, things that I do every day, to do community service so that I can still continue to receive the benefits that I receive.
Yeah, we have to take out of our time, which then translates to our dollars. And that goes to people like you who don't want to use your time and pay it forward.
Mind you, I am receiving the maximum benefit. I get $2,000 in food stamps a month. But that is only because I have 3 kids. Now, how do they expect me to be able to do community service hours if I can't even get a regular job? So I'm at risk of losing my food stamp benefits because I'm not putting in effort? Are you serious?
Chick, you said it at the end of the thing. You're at risk of losing it because you're not doing anything.
Here's the thing. The beautiful thing about community service is free labor. Trust me, ma'am, they'll work around your schedule. I mean, they have literally like nonprofit hotlines where you could just answer the phone and be on the hotline doing all type of things. Ultimately, they will take your volunteer hours. Trust me, they will work around your schedule. And if your kids are able to walk, they'll even allow you to bring your kids. Ultimately, how can you expect to get something and not expect to reciprocate and pay it forward when you receive directly? You're just volunteering some of your time to indirectly help. That's crazy. Like, you get a check every month that's consistent and that you know is coming.
Sunroof in my car and all that. But wait till y'all see the house I'm about to move in. Y'all are really gonna be pissed because I'm gonna do a video in the house about food stamps again, just to piss y'all off. I still want food stamps. I don't care if I lived in a mansion, bitch. I want food stamps.
This be the look on my face every time I pull up to this trifling ass neighborhood. All the parents outside, standing around outside in their pajamas. You know what I'm saying? Don't give a f. That's why the kids don't give a f. I feel like Uncle Ruckus. Like, y'all just don't, can't. I ain't gonna be here too long.
Y'all, this is too easy right here. This is definitely going to be included in the thumbnail, though. That looks wild. But what that other woman was saying about being in the Section 8 neighborhood kind of reminds me of that Chris Rock joke. I think it was Chris Rock that said it when he was saying how you know the difference between whether you're in a good neighborhood or whether you know you're in a bad neighborhood or in the hood, the ghetto. He said the way you know if you're in a good neighborhood is if you go there in the morning and the women are outside and they're walking and got their strollers and taking jogs. He said how you know, and all the men are at work. He said how you know you're in a ghetto neighborhood is if you go to the neighborhood in the morning and all the women are at work and the dudes are the ones outside walking around. And I thought that was kind of funny. But going back to the first clip that we reviewed of the woman talking about how only $35 come out from each American and go towards benefits, so we shouldn't feel any type of way, right? I don't know if that's true. However, regardless, when you're talking about funds coming, because don't act like a small amount, which that is a pretty big amount, when you think of a collective majority contributing to something, regardless, when people pay tax dollars, ideally, that money is actually supposed to go towards things we can all see, feel, and enjoy. It's not, the collective isn't supposed to be paying for individuals, especially individuals who are making decisions, as well as individuals who are defrauding right? Think about all these other countries like Thailand, Dubai. They look so futuristic, don't they? Why doesn't America look like that in most places? Because all the money is being siphoned to individuals and it's not necessarily going towards infrastructure and all the other things to be able to enhance certain aspects. So, yes, there needs to start being a little bit better allocation, budgeting, as well as a little bit better filtering to make sure that the money is not going towards things that it wasn't designed to be allocated for.
You see, they're finally limiting food stamps so that people can't get junk food on it anymore. Ugh. What about the kids' birthdays? What do you mean? Poor children. Poor children have birthdays. What about their birthday cake? Well, if their parents thought about that before having kids. Okay, but those kids exist, and they didn't. So poor kids don't get birthday cakes that are made at the store anymore. Cool. What about like school potlucks where like you're supposed to bring in like cookies or whatever? What about those? So those poor kids don't get to participate in those school activities. I think you're being dramatic. You always think that empathy is dramatic. Have you thought about that, like, at all?
I'm seeing that it says yes, EBT cards can be.
Well, don't stop there. If you're gonna be empathetic and you're gonna focus on a segment, let's extrapolate it further. Who thinks that she's thinking about the poor kids in Africa every day? Who thinks she's thinking about the poor kids in every other third world country there is? Ukraine, etc. The list can go on. Ma'am, that's spoiled. Understand where we live. Just being born in America, you were already privileged. First of all. Second of all, there are kids who have never had a birthday cake, have never had anything in other countries, as well as this country. There are kids in orphanages. Ultimately, we should be raising our kids on character. And I feel like that would actually be a great opportunity, right? To be able to actually give your kids some character and create a more well-rounded person. But see, it's going to start from the top and then it's going to trickle down. Ultimately, we see a lot of people having kids and their focus is not rearing and pouring into their kids. A lot of them, their focus was to be able to take advantage of the rules that incentivize them for having kids, as well as they're just surviving with the kids. And I don't think that's right. I think if you're really trying to make sure that you're producing a productive kid that will eventually be able to thrive on their own, then we should be more focused on more important things as opposed to trivial matters like this. When if you really just have a little bit of perspective, you'll understand that there's kids all across the globe going through much worse in war zones.
He swiped on card readers, bro. Do you not want to sell me the card? What?
Here.
Like, what's going on?
Swipe it and let me show you the message.
It's just some bullshit, bro. Like,
swipe it so you can see the message.
Bro, I'm honestly done, bro.
Come here, act like aggressive and shit. Just get the fuck out of here.
Bro, who are you talking to?
Just get the fuck out.
Bro, yeah, it's not working out.
Bro, I already told you I'm done with your business, bro. So you can stop talking to me, bro.
You don't drive our car and then sit here and try to tell me you're paying with EBT.
I'm being serious.
Bro, you're not buying a car with a fucking EBT card, bro.
It's not a cold cut. It's not fruit. It's a car, bro. EBT, you buy food.
It's sliced fruits, bro.
You buy food with it.
Bro, no, it's like, I'm sorry for laughing, bro, but it's just.
How are you going to come in another person's place of business, playing games, wasting their time, which time is money, and then you get offended and now you up in arms like you want to fight because they tell you to get your A out? See, and this is the thing, man. I can already tell who he was raised by. And as well as what I want to broadcast is the fact that we need to get more serious out here. And we need to have our children, especially our young men, operating with more seriousness as well as more urgency. Because see, he's going through life. He looks like he is over the age of 18. And he's going through life like it's a game and he's playing all these games and then he's ready to crash out when somebody says something back, when he was the one that was being disrespectful to begin with. And ultimately, I don't think that this is what I mean when I say being prepared for life, because didn't nobody tell this young man, like, listen, your generation is going to have it the worst. There's AI now. You all are absolutely displaced. You don't have any time to come out here playing. You need to get serious. You need to get some business about yourself. Otherwise, you're going to be you're going to wake up one day and be 40 years old outside with nothing to do, sitting on your grandma's stoop. So, yeah, he needs mentorship ASAP. Cause listen, man, we need to get more serious. Things is not a game anymore. And you have to be very intentional in today's climate and in today's landscape. But we'll leave it there for today. Y'all, if you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Again, it helps more than you know. Also, if you could hype the video, hype is a new feature that YouTube offers where it helps smaller content creators like myself. And basically, when you press the hype button, it actually pushes the smaller content creators the same way it pushes the larger content creators in the algorithm. So if you could hype the video as well, I'd appreciate it. But I know sometimes the hype button actually vanishes. So if it's not there, no worries. If you could just likes are tried and true. They help. You could do both. I'd greatly appreciate that. But also Patreon's link below if you want to see self-improvement content as well. And until then, I'll catch you in the next video.